E puleia e ho pau anaina e wa kaina pau. I pau ke a me ke ka pau. I pau ke kulopia me ka peleluka. I pau ka uliela na laila ni ho peku. Ho e mu hui kala malapakai. Ka mauli hoi ke auai. Holi e lua. This is for you locals over in your home or your space. E o mau hia I vai ka po mai e na ia mai na hia pau a mai luna la lu mai ka hiki ia ka hiki. Mai ka hiki na ke komo hana mai gauka ke kai. Mai loko a wa o hia ia ma la mai ia e pare aku ina o pili kia na I ko ka ko hia pau. Mama wano. E kolu oli, ia oko, apau. Eia, kaleo ake ola. Oki ka haumia. Pale ina pilikia pau. E ola no. Mahalo.
E ho mai ka ike mai luna mai e. O nā mea huna nueo. O nā mele. E ho mai. E ho mai. E ho mai e. Ho mai ka ike mai luna mai e. O nā mea huna nueo. O nā mele. E ho mai. E ho mai. E ho mai e. Ho mai ka ike mai luna mai e. O nā mea huna nueo. O nā mele. E ho mai. E ho mai. E ho mai e.
Nā o mākua mai ka la hiki a ka la kau, mai ka hoʻokuʻi a ka hala vai. Nā o mākua mai ka hina a kua, mai ka hina, ia ka hina a kua, ia ka hina alo, ia ka akau I ka lani, o ki hā I ka lani, o wei I ka lani. E ia ka pula a o ko, nā hoa kako o mānoa, e mālama o ko ia māko, e uli I ka lani, e uli ka honua, e uli ka pai aino o Hawaii, e ho mai ka ike, e ho mai ka ika, e ho mai ke akamai, e ho mai ka maupopo pono, e ho mai ka ike pāpālua, e ho mai ka mana. A mama honoa.
E yo e kue manue. E harakune ka pulea ka lau. Kulia kalania ulia na mu ya na we ka nei luna ka nei lalo ka kau ka hema kuma kani hai kalani he hili ka kai kalani ka wila nui mai he hai kalani ane kalani e ola ke kana o mai ka lue a kai ke ka mana ia e ka onuala o ala wali i o ka hiwai hoai a wa o lelo eli eli kamai a mama wano
Kunihika mana i te lai e. O wai ale ale lai wai lua. Huki ai alai kalani. Ka papa wai o ka wai kini. Alai e ele e no no. Nalo ka ipu haa. Ka lala maka o ka paa e. Mai paai ka leo. He oli ka hea mai e.
E ai ke kana ka e como maloko. E ana ia ia e waka mai e ia no ka kula o ka leo. A he leo wale no way.
Velina, velina manoa I ka lehua aloha, aloha ua tua hine. Mai lua hine a iua I kiki, kia I ke kahaukani. Ani no na leo, e o kama aina, aina aloha e. Manoi.
A kia kumu mana nui. Ho'olalani ia o iwikua mo'o. E pulama I mohala nā pua kū I ka mana. E kupua alikoa e ulua ola mau, a kau I ka pua aniani. Yola mau, ka lā hui.
Mahalo uko. So now that we've gone through all the oli, we're at that period in our ceremony today that we will um, be sharing about our kihe and why we've come to this point with our kihe. And this picture right here is a picture of my kihe, and my kihe is pretty simple. Nothing fancy about it, but holds plenty meaning to myself. And during a time, I graduated back in 2010, and we did not have a kihe ceremony. So, I lots of um I commend a lot of our hamana and our kumu that have collectively decided to carry on this practice, and weave it into our school because it brings so much more to the work that we're doing as we're going through, these learning years. Yeah. A lot of learning, a lot of practicing. And so during my time, we had the Hawaiian Learning Program, and Auntie Lynette, and also Uncle Likeke, Paglinawan, and Auntie Malina Ku'ulukukui as well. These were my kumu at the time, during my journey through the Myron B. Thompson School of Social Work. I know now we're Thompson School of Social Work and Public Health. Yeah. But at that time, that's where I got to learn a lot of the Hawaiian values and practices and processes and ideas and beliefs. And out of that time was the time when we took the time to make our own kihe, you know. And this was only a select amount of students that was doing this, but still, yet something started back then. Things evolved over the years, and now here we are, doing an actual ceremony for a kihe. And so, what's it about the kihe, really? Why is it so important, and why did we feel that it was important to integrate into what we do today? So, the kihe holds a lot of symbolism. I mean, there's symbolism everywhere. Like how I said, we need to look deeper, look below the surface, right? Same thing in symbols. When there's a lot of symbols everywhere. I mean, when I made my lepo'o today, lots of symbolism in here. I carry the goddesses of my valley in Kalihi. So like Lau Kipala. I have some yellow la'i in here, tea leaf. I have some ulu in here from my aina, from my land. And they all hold something special to me because they come from where I live right now. And I honor them, and I respect who they are, because if I do, they take care of me as well. They'll feed me, they'll protect me in different ways that I cannot even imagine sometimes, but it's just being able to have that relationship with them and honor them. And so I bring them in this space as well. Yeah. So regarding my kihe, I use the mai'a for the circular patterns on my kihe, to symbolize lots of different things, family, circle of life, reminding me that things come around full circle, you know, um, remembering to who I am as a whole person, you know. So those shapes are important to me, you know. And then the squiggly line um, symbols on my kihe has to do, for myself, has to do with the aina, so with the land, with the elements, with the ocean, just reminding me that there's that relationship that I need to always continue to remember and always respect as well. Yeah. And now you see that there's like a whole rest of my kihe that's empty. Yeah. And that's to remind me that, there's a whole big expanse, really, and that I never stopped learning. I never stopped growing. I never, I, I can't lock things into one thing, right? And that's what we hear a lot about, right? You can't learn everything in one halau, right? We learn things in many different ways. Yeah. We might use the same elements, the same tools, but we each come with our own special being. Our ano is very special, or the essence of who we are is very special. And we bring something special to those tools that we use. And so that's a reminder for me. And so at this time, we want to be able to break out into breakout sessions. And I believe there's about four of them, I believe. And we're going to be talking about our kihe and what that journey was for you. What were the symbols that you've come, and what were some of the things that you went through, that's important, why is this so important for you? Yeah. So this is an opportunity to share. Okay. And yes, we do have the questions in the chat box just in case you need some guidance. Okay.
Okay, we'll be opening the rooms now, and we'll be in the rooms for 15 minutes.
Just reminiscing a little bit.
Oh, okay. Aloha oko and welcome back and mahalo for everybody that was able to participate in a breakout session and being able to share your mo'olelo or your story behind your kihe, which is very, very unique and special to you. Yeah. So mahalo for being a part of that, and sharing in that, really, I'm really excited for each and every one of you as we um, get into the tying of our kihei. But, before we get into that, it says, so our slide says nana ike kumu. Oh, mahalo. Um, nana ike kumu. So look to the source, yeah? And as I was kind of thinking about this a little bit, I was like, normally if we were all physically together and with each other, you know, we would designate our kumu or a special person to tie our kihei during this time. Um, or there's someone that we've always been super connected with that really helped us along in our journey. Yeah. Our space is bigger now. Yeah. So actually, not only nana ike kumu, but I'm also thinking hoihi ike kumu. So how do we honor our kumu? And our kumu doesn't just mean, our teachers, um, kumu can be any source of knowledge that has come to you. Yeah, it can be anybody. But at this time, we actually would like to hoihi, ho'ohoi, so hoihi, not ho'ohoi, but ho'ihi, um, our kumu at this time, and honor them and respect them, because the things that they have done, curriculum is curriculum, information is information. Um, but it's actually the kumus and the teachers that do it in a way to help you understand what these concepts or these ideas are. What are the things that they're showing you? Um, it's about them helping to stimulate your minds and your hearts and your being, to be open and awake to the knowledge that they're passing on to you. So with that, there's a certain amount of kuleana as well, right? So some responsibility with that. Yeah. So at this time, you want to take this time for to hoihi our kumu, whoever they may be, within our school. Maybe there's kumu outside. I know that we had a few practitioners that joined us, right, and helped us through the kihei journey as well. We want to honor them as well. Yeah. Um, we not only revere the ones who are participating and observing at this time, we also honor those who have shared their ike or their knowledge with us. Yeah. So with that being said, we all pulled together our focus and our mana on the oli mahalo that I will do. And it's a oli mahalo that doesn't say mahalo in it. Pretty special oli. And it comes from my halau brethren, my two halau brothers that was able to haku this mele. Um, that and it talks about the awamo and how, there's this all these descriptions in the oli, and um, that shows gratitude, pretty much. Yeah. How can you do an oli and just show immense gratitude for everything, you know? Um, oh, maybe that was a honk for me if you heard that, or for you. Um, so right now we want to go ahead and do an oli mahalo for our kumu. So keep in mind who these kumus are in your life. Um, and it could also be from within your own family as well, but we honor all. Yeah, we won't leave anybody out. Okay, so focus on the oli. Ikulani ha go iga olu e ga umai e ga umai ga wamo ke kule ana ave bele ia ga ume ke ie ga ua koko le ua ga pui loko ne aki ke pa mo I hua ia ga ipu pa ve ai ai luna Iano ke opu ala uga ue bai e kau le gawa mo e hapai kau pono e aloha e alo I ke aloha. Mahalo to all the kumu near and wide. This goes out to you, and we are very grateful for your very essence and what you have brought forward and shared with all of our hamana during this time, and also with myself because I was touched um, by some kumu as well over the years and even during this time and space as well. So mahalo to all of you for being here and being who you are. Mahalo. And with that, we will transition into the tying of our kihe. And normally, I apologize. I know I need my mic. Normally, like I had mentioned before, our kumu or that special person will be tying our kihe on our shoulders. And our kihe is tied on our left shoulder. Yeah. Um, last year when we did this virtually, a Ho'ailona came to me as I was talking with Lily Noy, and a Ho'ailona is a message, right? And it could be a message from anywhere, really. But it's things that just happen, and you got to pay attention to. Yeah, what are the signs, pretty much? Yeah. So, and I told Lily Noy, he's like, Lily Noy, I think this year, which was last year, I think the Hamana are gonna tie their own kihe, and I don't know why. And this right after, soon after that, the pandemic started, and we had to go into all these restrictions and everything like that. So um mahalo to the powers that be that was able to share that message with me, and for Lily Noy and her crew, her hui, which included also Kiola, um Loke. I mean, we had a whole lot of hands helping out during that time and making this a reality. So this year we do the same, and majority of our hamana will be tying on their kihe. If the Yeah, and we've gone over these things, and it's just a way for us to go ahead and bring honor to our kihe, because our kihe is not, it's not a tablecloth, it's not a curtain, it's not something that you're going to use for dry your body after you go to the beach, you know um it's not something we throw around. It is something to be respected and revered, something to be reminded about. It's something that reminds us, of our journey. And when you really stop and think about what the kihe is, it really is an extension of you. So I don't keep that in mind. You don't want to put your kihe in places that is not going to bring honor to yourself. And so, when we talk about you got to aloha yourself, this is part of it. Physical, visual, yeah, it's right there in front of your face all the time. um, Remember to also take care and malama you, malama your kihe, yeah, as if it's you, because it is. All the symbols, all the energy you put into it is you. And that's very special. And that's a good reminder, ongoing reminder, for you as you continue going on your journey after School of Social Work. Yeah. So with that, we're gonna makakau. And makakau is mean let's get ready. So if everybody's ready, and those that have their kihe, and we were gonna start with the tying of our kihe. Okay. Ahua pa'u ahuna hikepa. Niga pa'u no i ho'olua. I ho'okagua ia pa'a. Iluna o gaimu. Kungau au kapali o gawai gapu. He guina pa u pali no gupe hau. He holo a pa aia pa ai ono ka Like that. I apologize. I can't see everybody, but I'm thinking everybody should be tied up. Their kihei should be tied up to their left shoulder. Okay. And so, we've come to the end of our ceremony. And before we go, I just want to leave a few words with you all before we go, because it's always a pleasure and an honor to be standing here before all of you and be able to share what I know, what I know, um, because it doesn't make sense if I don't share what I do know. Yeah, it's the kuleana of everybody else to take what I share with you and take it further. Learn more about anything that you might have learned at this time. Yeah. And we talked a lot with our with the Haumana, with the students about um intention. Yeah. What is your intention? Who are you? Where you come from? And what is your intention? Yeah. Um I cannot, it's all about mana, about your mana, where your energy is. And so, some real life stories during this week. It's always pretty hectic when finals week comes, right? And you're ending the semester and your energy is all over the place. And you have to think about why you feel like you might be spinning around and around, right? Your mana, is going to, oh, I gotta do this assignment. I forgot to do this for my friend. Oh my gosh, my mom needs this and I didn't do it. Oh my gosh, our mana is all over the place, which makes sense why you would feel like you're out of place. Take the time to pause, as we learned yesterday during our Ha session, to focus and hone in on you again. Bring yourself back to you. Don't forget your mana and stand in your mana as well. Your Ha, very important part of you. It's the first thing that we need when we come into this world, and it's the last thing we leave this world with as well. Our Ha, our breath. Yeah. And your breath, your Ha, important in your healing as well, with all of the mana that you accumulate. And sometimes it's not even your mana. We can breathe them out, let them go, breathe it out, breathe all the stuff, iloko, all the things inside of you, let them go, release it. Forgiveness and releasing is a beautiful thing, you know, do it often. Don't let it stay inside you. Manaha, makia, so intention, like I mentioned. We can do all the things that we want to do, but what is our intention and where is our focus? um Really important, because wherever you direct your mana, wherever you direct your focus, is is pretty much brings things to life, if that makes sense. Yeah. um where your mind goes, mana go. Where your mana goes, your mind goes. Wherever your mind goes, that's where mana goes. There's actual scientific evidence behind this. Who would have thought, right? Your mana, your ha, makia. And how do we do this? and I cannot stop talking about aloha and what I learned through Ponoshim, who was taught by Auntie Pilahi Paki, and all the things that are that she shared about aloha. And one thing that really comes to mind, as I was reminded in a breakout session, is about lokahi. And lokahi means unity, means balance, means harmony. When you go deeper, as Auntie Pilahi Paki shares, it's about being unbroken. And what does unbroken mean? Unbroken means we was never separated. So as we continue to figure out what does it mean that we all connected, what does lokahi really mean? What does this mean? Um, we connected to everything. We've never ever been separated. You know, yes, it be four of us, and the physical things have separated us. Um, and I mentioned that in terms of our Hawaiian history, right, and what happened in terms of when we had Western influences, right? Physically, we were separated, but on a whole other level, we were never separated. So remember what that is, and come to understand that through your senses and how you feel about those things. Don't forget your na'au, your guts. Don't forget your pu'uwai, your heart. It's telling you something. Do things in aloha always. And that's what I leave with all of you. Always with aloha. And I learned that from Auntie Lynette, Paglinoan. Always with aloha. Um, so I aloha oko, I aloha all of you. And I look forward to meeting you more and connecting with you more out there as you become social workers. Mahalo.
Mahalo nui to everyone for joining us today. We cannot mahalo you enough for taking this journey with us. And we want to also send a huge mahalo to Kumudali for guiding us on this journey. So mahalo nui to you, Kumu.
Oh, I was gonna end with an oli, wasn't I, Lilino? I forgot. One last oli. Since we were on a run today with oli, so one last oli. And Okaola, if you know Okaola, then feel free to do it on your end. It's not gonna work if we're all unmuted, but it's an oli for health. You know, we cannot pull enough for good health. Yeah, so I share that with all of you. Ukaula ke akua he na mai ga umau pula pula he ola kanigo aumaka iole apalalau hala Hakauika puane ane. Alai la la ve aku oia uige aloha ke ae. Mahalo.
Aloha and mahalo for joining us. This will conclude this part of the ceremony. We're going to be ending this session, and we'll ask that you rejoin following the links that you were provided in about 15 minutes. The next part of our program, Convocation, will begin at 5 o'clock. Mahalo.
Mahalo.